Hey everybody, it's me again. So today while I'm recording this, it's actually Tuesday. When you watch it, it will be Wednesday. But today has been a beautiful, sunny, kind of hot day. And I've spent almost the whole day outside. I planted some flowers in my flower bed and I mowed the yard, weeded the yard. I actually think I got a little bit of a sunburn on my shoulders, but I'm sweaty, I'm hot, I'm gross. I don't have any makeup on. I don't have my hair fixed nice and pretty, but I thought I gotta read to my kids. So you get to see me be sweaty and gross. You don't see that very often. That's okay though. So in the comments down below, so if you look below the video where I'm recording, you should be able to type some comments. So you might have to have mom or dad or grandma or grandpa's help. But tell me something you did today. So when you watch this, remember it's Wednesday. So tell me what's something you did today. I think it's supposed to, like I said, for me right now, it's Tuesday. I think it's supposed to be kind of rainy tomorrow. But tell me something you did today. Comment down below if you can. Okay, the book I'm reading to you today is called Mr. Putney's Quacking Dog. This is a really silly book, and as we go, I want to see if you can guess what the animal is. So he's kind of created new names for some animals, and let's see if you can figure out what they are. So this book is written by Jon Agee. So here we go. I'm going to take off the paper cover so it's easier for me to hold the book. This is Mr. Putney. He has all sorts of unusual animals. Can you guess what their names are? Who wakes Mr. Putney up in the morning? An alarmadillo. So instead of just a armadillo, instead of an alarm, he's put them together. An alarmadillo. Who does Mr. Putney like to jump through? An antelope instead of an antelope. That's a funny one. Which friend of Mr. Putney's has cold feet? And he's saying, brr. A soctopus. So see what I mean about he's kind of created new names for some of the animals. So now as I go, see if you can kind of guess what you think the animal name might be. Who does Mr. Putney use to see how tall his nephew is? A garuler. And the little boy is 3 feet tall, he says. Who keeps the rain out of Mr. Putney's tool shed? A giraffe. And he says, thanks. Who is snooping on Mr. Putney? He's kind of spying on him there. A spyina. Instead of just a hyena, it's a spyina because he's spying on him. And Mr. Putney says to him, now stop that. Okay, for this picture it says, what do you call Mr. Putney's messy lunch companion? And his companion says, yum. A slobster. So he's being sloppy. He's a sloppy lobster. Okay, this picture says, who is building Mr. Putney's hot tub? A boa constructor. Like a construction worker. A boa constructor. What do you call Mr. Putney's private locomotive? Locomotive is another name for a train. A train deer. And he says, toot toot. Who is Mr. Putney trying to put on a diet? There's his train deer. And who is he trying to put on a diet? An orangutan. A ton is an amount of weight. He's trying to get another banana, and he's saying you can only have one. Which friend of Mr. Putney's looks just like a pastry? A pastry is another, here's the orangutan eating and eating and eating, trying to eat all the bananas. And on this, a pastry is a type of dessert. So you can see he's got little desserts there. A tartle. So a tart is a type of pastry. And he's about to eat them, and he says, whoa! Like, whoa, stop, don't eat me. Who drives Mr. Putney crazy in the middle of the afternoon? A kangaroo. It's clanging, and Mr. Putney's like, oh, so loud. Okay. Which friend of Mr. Putney's has chicken pox? Mr. Putney's telling him, say ah. Just like when you go to the doctor and they want to look at your throat. A hippopotamus. Who fits into Mr. Putney's backpack? A cramel. Because he got crammed into the backpack. And Mr. Putney's asking him, are you comfy? Okay, for this picture, it says, what do you call Mr. Putney's quacking dog? A dachshund. A dachshund is a type of dog, a weenie dog, which is actually one of the types of dogs I have. Right here, he says, quarf. So he's mixing quack and barf. Arf. Couldn't get my dog sound correct there, goodness. Who does Mr. Putney have a hard time seeing? He's using his binoculars and saying, yoo-hoo. An elephant. Faint is like where it's very hard to see. You barely can see it, it's faint. Who is knitting Mr. Putney a sweater? A walrus. What does Mr. Putney have on his floor? A frog. Who is always stealing Mr. Putney's ice cream? There's his frog. This book is silly, I told you. A crocodilo. He's being a crook, but he's also a crocodilo. And Mr. Putney says, gotcha. Who keeps watch over Mr. Putney's house? A gourdbark. He says, termites? Thank you. So this is the type of, they eat termites. Termites is just a type of bug, an insect. So now you know all of the names of Mr. Putney's friends. Good night. So this book was really silly. He just has a bunch of really unique different animals and friends in his life, and they have really silly names. How many of them were you able to guess? Okay, so don't forget, comment if you can at the bottom and tell me something you did today. If you're watching this early in the morning, tell me something you did yesterday. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this silly book. Happy Wednesday. I will be back for tomorrow's book. Bye. Love you guys.